The funnest part is to work with the raw ingredients and transform them to something really tasty.
Okay, let's put a little parsley on the lamb here and beef and lamb special, right?
I'm classically French trained, did apprenticeship in Alsace. So it's definitely traditional, but there's always a little twist somewhere. I was 14 when I started my apprenticeship. The first 2 years, they would not let me touch anything on the hot station. Everything was, for me, was on the cold, the terrines, the pâté, the salads, the crudités.
You have the crouton for the soup?
Yeah, right here.
The next 2 years I did vegetable station, fish station, meat station, choucroute station. We actually had a station there because the place I worked was very famous for the choucroute garnie. It was an old Alsatian type house from 1400s in the old part of Strasbourg. So we had a choucroute station, you know. The choucroute is the sauerkraut and different types of meats and sausages. It's very Germanic. That's basically the influence you have in Alsace. We do the garlic sausage, blood sausage, and then I have a seasonal sausage. Like right now, we have a spring sausage, and I use different herbs, sometimes pistachios. All of those are homemade. We try to outsource locally as much as possible. I do work very closely with a farm upstate Newport, which is Bradley Farm, and I do get lots of herbs and vegetables in the season, of course, starting in the spring. But as well, I get his pork, and there is other services that we get throughout the farms upstate. So yeah, it's very important. Whatever meat or fish, vegetables, eggs, all the ingredients who come through that door, it really starts right there. That beef was like a Highland breed, grass-fed only, so it's very lean, and the cooking technique has to be a little bit different because it doesn't have as much fat content, but the flavor is extremely great.
You got to get as much off using the counterbalance of the weight of the animal.
Weight, right?
The weight of the animal.
So it's easy to work.
Absolutely. See how I use the weight of the animal,
Yeah, you
and,
pull, yeah.
and it pull.
And yeah.
So what you do is you look for the furthest
The
point
end
of that bone.
Okay.
Make your line.
Uh-huh.
There's your New York strip, buddy.
Picnic is a family run with Jen and I and Olivia, 8-year-old daughter, who is the general manager.
Here's the cool part. I have to come up.
Don't get too close.
Look how it's bubbling. Oh, it's cool.
It's fun. We're enjoying it a lot. In the restaurant business, we're working many hours a day, so it's a good thing that we can work together.
And the chicken on the side, okay?
I did some specials with that piece of meat, different specials, because it took me quite a while to kind of work through. So I did some marination with the iron steak for sauerbraten. I did a plate actually with different elements. That's the strip loin here, the brochette. Yeah, that's the marrow and there was beef marrow, quenelles, like dumplings. There was a piece of sirloin, medium rare, and then some braised paupiettes. So all that was on one plate. You had a tasting of all those different cuts of meat. plate, right? Isn't that something, huh? Like how many hands have there been there, right? How many ladles and spoons?
Those are incredible. Bone marrow meatball. What do you say? I mean, come on. I mean, this is a rare occasion when a man has bought a whole side of beef and he's using all the animal to create something. You have to indulge. There's no question, you know. You don't ask questions with him. It's also the case with his choucroute. It's like Alsatian soul food.
I grew up like my mom's cooking, right? Lots of meat and potato and rabbit. I mean, the soufflé was on the menu. The cheese soufflé is basically a recipe my mom used to cook at home once in a while. She used to do a family-style soufflé, you know, for like 4. And that's what I'm doing here, is basically her recipe, which is not really a recipe, it's just a spoon or 2 of that, a pinch of that, the whipped egg white, and you mix it up. And it's something I've seen her doing many times. Many things like that I've seen all the chefs doing, or my mom in Alsace. And
Voila!
not yet voila. Top it off with more cheese
And voila!
and voila for the oven. See, that one is like perfect one.